Election headquarters. Here's Fred Childers with This Week in Louisiana Politics.
All right, welcome everyone. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. I'm Fred Childers. I want to thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Politics on your local election headquarters. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get started. The Louisiana regular legislative session of 2024 and the first of Governor Jeff Landry's administration has come to a close with a major sweep of GOP-led policy changes on social issues. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht breaks it all down for us.
The regular legislative session has come to a close, and Governor Jeff Landry was able to pass many of the policy changes that he promised when he took office, especially when it comes to social issues. But he didn't get to all of the things that he wanted. Landry and his Republican supermajority legislature wasted no time and led the charge in the country on passing legislation regarding abortion, LGBTQ censorship, gun rights, and others.
I think those bills are red meat. They don't solve any problem that's occurring in the state of Louisiana. It's culture bills that, the far right likes to see around the nation, and it doesn't address any issues, any woes that are going on in Louisiana.
It wasn't all wins for Landry, as he didn't get all the policy changes he wanted. The governor pushed for a constitutional convention to take place in May and June, and legislation to set up the groundwork for the convention fizzled out in the Senate. Landry also championed education savings accounts that would allow students to use public dollars to attend private schools of their choice. The bill was altered to change the timeline of the rollout to be more staggered.
Nobody really got what they wanted. They lowered the cost down quite a bit and put a framework in place, but didn't put any money behind it, so there's not enough money to let every child pick a private school if they wanted to go to one.
For Landry, it can be considered an overall successful session with the widespread changes. Next year, he'll get a chance to make tax policy changes in the fiscal session of 2025 ahead of a projected fiscal cliff. Many of the lawmakers I spoke to say that there is still a possibility that they'll be back here in Baton Rouge for some version of a constitutional convention. At the Capitol for your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
A new law that would allow those found guilty of child sex crimes to be surgically castrated in addition to getting prison time has been approved by state lawmakers. If signed into law by Governor Landry, a judge would be allowed to sentence someone to surgical castration if they've been convicted of rape, incest, or molestation against a child younger than 13. It is unclear if the governor will sign that bill. If the bill becomes law, it can only be applied to those who have been convicted of a crime that occurred on or after August 1st of this year. In the final days of the session, lawmakers approved the $48 billion budget. The teacher pay stipend has returned to the original proposal of $2,000 for teachers and $1,000 for support staff. Early childhood education only got back $15 million of the $24 million cut they faced in the House. A different move by the legislature is they're taking over $700 million out of the Revenue Stabilization Fund to put towards roads, water sector, and crime prevention, which they deem emergencies. A rough breakdown of that money includes over half going towards roads and water sector, $154 million for crime prevention and first responders, leaving $90 million for higher education. Governor Landry signed into law a ban on allowing transgender people from using facilities that align with their gender identity. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht breaks down the changes and what transgender advocates have to say about it.
Act 436 puts Louisiana in league with 10 other states that have passed bans on transgender people using public facilities, such as bathrooms, locker rooms, dorms, and more that align with their gender identity. Forcing transgender people to use the facilities that match their sex assigned at birth, the bill author says, is needed to protect biological women from potential harm in private areas.
We must defend the dignity, safety, and welfare of all women. I'm standing for the basic understanding that there are biological differences between females and males that create the need for separate privacy spaces for said females and males.
But LGBTQ rights advocates say that the safety of transgender individuals is on the line with the new law. There's also ambiguity on how the law can be enforced.
What we're going to be seeing is that people are going to be taking these situations into their own hands. And with that, we're going to see an increase in harassment, and we're going to see an increase in not just trans people being attacked, but our community as a whole.
The Human Rights Campaign reports that 171 transgender people have been killed through fatal violence in the last 4 years. The law goes into effect on August 1st. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
Landry has also signed into law Senator Valerie Hodges' bill. That's SB 462. Now, this bill gives the governor the authority to appoint the chairs of boards that he already appoints the majority of the membership. Following the signing of SB 462, Governor Landry appointed Stephen Dwyer as the chairman of the Housing Corporation and Mark Romero as chairman of the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana system. Mark Romero was appointed as chairman under Governor John Bel Edwards as well. The head of Louisiana's State Board of Education urged Landry to veto a bill allowing some high schoolers to opt out of the ACT. They say the measure would weaken school accountability and steer some students away from college. The 3 board members Landry appointed in January all signed the letter. In the letter, they explained the bill would, quote, tie Bessie's hands and, quote, water down standards for schools. The board will vote on a new school accountability system at its next meeting. In January of next year, New Orleans will play host to the Super Bowl. Governor Landry heads to the Big Easy to tackle some problem areas ahead of this huge event. That's next. Stay with us.